Speaking of racism, an interracial couple has been denied a marriage license in Louisiana. A guy who is called Keith Bardwell, a justice of the peace, said in his experience, most interracial marriages don't last long. You know, Lewis, I thought most marriages at this point didn't last long. I didn't know it was just the interracial ones. He says, I'm not a racist. I just don't believe in mixing the races that way. I have piles and piles of black friends. They come to my home. I marry them. They use my bathroom. He's even nice enough to let his black friends in the bathroom. He treats them just like everybody else. They actually interviewed him, and here's the guy himself, Keith Bardwell, who doesn't marry people of mixed races, won't marry mixed race couples.
And joining us from Robert, Louisiana, is Justice Keith Bardwell. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Do we have the story straight? Did you refuse to grant the marriage license based on the fact that they're an interracial couple and you're concerned for their children?
Well, one thing is that the Justice of the Peace does not issue marriage license, period.
Okay.
Nobody. No Justice of the Peace does.
Uh-huh.
We only perform the ceremony.
Okay. But you refused to perform the ceremony.
I recuse myself of performing the ceremony.
Right.
A judge legally can recuse himself of hearing a case or marrying people.
Uh-huh. Based on what? Why?
Well, you said a while ago that the reason that I didn't is because I've had countless numbers of people that was born in that situation, and that they claimed that the blacks or the whites didn't accept the children.
Oh, I can't even listen to this idiocy. Okay, so he doesn't marry interracial couples. Turns out it may be illegal what he did. Yes, he can recuse himself, but he's actually refusing to sign a marriage license for an interracial couple. They will obviously just go, the couple, to another justice of the peace who will, of course, marry them, because imagine not marrying people because they happen to be a mixed race couple. And still on racism, do you want to know how the Republicans really feel about the Jews in the world? Well, take a listen to two South Carolina County Republican Party chairmen who stepped up to rebut criticism of Senator Jim DeMints in a newspaper editorial. Their defense of the senator was overshadowed by an incredibly anti-Semitic stereotype which was used to praise him. This is Bamberg County GOP Chairman Edwin Merwin, and Orangeburg County GOP Chairman James Ulmer, who said that Jim DeMints was just looking after the nation's pennies like a Jew would. There's a saying that all the Jews who are wealthy got that way not by watching dollars, but instead by taking care of the pennies and the dollars taking care of themselves. And then the apology was even more absurd. They said it was truly an admiration for a method of bettering one's lot in life and didn't mean anything derogatory. Of course, using racial stereotypes as a compliment isn't derogatory at all. I was going to come up with a few new quotes for these GOPers, but I was too busy overcooking my pasta. Like when Pat Robertson can't imagine how there could possibly be poverty in a country like Israel, since Jews are such good business people. You'll remember when we had that gem from Pat Robertson. The feigned compliments as anti-Semitic and racist remarks, amazing. How, and again, these aren't, I don't know that we would get too many actual national top-tier, well-known senators saying something this extreme, although it's happened, but it's amazing that this is absolutely everywhere. There's a new ad from Liz Cheney's Keep America Safe, which actually attacks MSNBC hosts as afraid to debate her, making no mention that she's been on their show multiple times. Take a listen.
What are they so afraid of?
Another one of these neocon front groups, the same old right-wingers, same old propaganda. She's joining the team.
The legion of right-wing offspring rides again, calling themselves, wait for it, Keep America Safe. She's dangerous.
Oh, yeah, there's no question. She is a chip off the old block.
Okay, so they don't mention that she's literally been on MSNBC probably 50 times in the last couple of years, Liz Cheney. She didn't mention in this MSNBC criticism Rachel Maddow. I wonder why. Well, Rachel has invited Liz Cheney onto her show many, many times, and Cheney has declined every opportunity. What were we talking about 1 year today on the show, Lewis? We were talking about, is John McCain running too far to the right? I think the answer probably doesn't matter. He lost by quite a bit to Barack Obama. At the time, Barack Obama was ahead in double digits in presidential polls. We talked about how much of a factor are race and gender in the election. I would say a lot. And we were just starting to hear about Joe the plumber 1 year ago today.
Oh, boy.
2 years ago today, we had the Condoleezza Rice Blood on Your Hands protest, which I'm sure you remember. Mitt Romney made his Barack Obama-Osama gaffe and said he wouldn't decide anything if he were elected president. Didn't happen. Based on his religion. A comment that 2 years ago we didn't believe, 1 year ago we didn't believe, and I still don't believe today.
Right. And when, and we didn't believe here in this state either.
Absolutely right. And Mitt Romney not running for re-election, but still no longer the governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.